Hi there, how's it going? So, today I'm gonna go over my top reasons why I think Romanian language is quirky. I am a native Romanian speaker, I speak several languages, and I kind of get a lot of questions about this stuff because there are not that many of us speaking Romanian. So I would say that the plurals, the irregular plurals, are a nightmare. All the nouns have a gender. This is an issue in many Romance languages, but it's extra spicy for us, I guess I could say it. Asymmetric intelligibility. Now, that's an issue for you, not for us. I think it's quirky, but it's not that big of a problem for us. It is for you. I'll explain it in the next slides. And then, of course, triple negations. Who else does this? Honestly. So let me explain for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about. So in English, most people agree that the majority of the nouns are regular and the plurals are regular. You just add a slap an S there and bam, it's plural. There are exceptions like men, children, things like that. Now in Romanian, there are many ways to make a plural. And it's so convoluted and complicated, and if you go into dialects and like what is proper speak and peasant speak and regional whatever, let's just say that if you're a foreigner trying to learn Romanian, this I understand you are in hell, but know that we are in there with you. We are also suffering. So whenever there's like a new word in the language, or there's one that hasn't been used and is starting to be used now, like vaccine, for example. It's now in common conversations, occurs frequently. A lot of people don't know what's the right plural for it. And kind of academics decide that and make dictionaries and websites for us to kind of go and see how we should be saying it. Because sometimes we argue amongst ourselves, like what's the correct version. We have politicians on TV saying the wrong one, so it's always a fun, weird, masochistic situation that's going on here. And I fully sympathize with those of you trying to learn Romanian. It is a nightmare. Why do we do this to ourselves? I don't know. Another problem we have. Now, this is for all Romance languages. And other languages like French, for example, they have male and female nouns. Where extra special, we have neutral. And most annoyingly, it's counterintuitive. So, like, melons are boys, bananas are girls, and apples are neutral. I don't know why. Snake, whatever. I'm going to leave this up on the screen. You can always pause to read like the examples that I'm giving here. Next issue, well, quirk, is asymmetric intelligibility. So for example, Dutch and Danish with English, like a Dutch person can understand English, an English person cannot understand Dutch. It has to do with exposure, with the words used. It's a lot of issues. You can check out a more in-depth video about it. But Romanian is basically vulgar Latin, so we can understand a lot of the other Latin languages. The other people that are speaking, like for example Italian, French, or Spanish, cannot understand us, so that's why it's asymmetric. And again, it has to do with exposure, with what words are used. And for example, the dialects of Italian from Sardinia, or French dialects, if you can call it French, in Corsica, are closer to Romanian than French and mainstream French and mainstream Italian. And I have some sentences here for you. So for example, tu ai furau sa galina, which means you stole the chicken. Tu ai furat găina. And I'm gonna leave this again on screen for you guys so you can kind of compare them to see how similar they are. The Italians no longer use the verb furare from Latin to say steal. They use robare, which is a Germanic word, and also galina kind of has fallen out of favor, and they're more likely to say puda or something else. Now for French, this example of a sentence: Les hommes veulent la liberté et l'égalité. Oamenii vor libertate și egalitate. Again, you can see how similar they are. This can happen even with English because we have a lot of loan words from them. So this sentence in English: gamer girls are super fine. In Romanian it is gamerițele sunt super fine. And fine, it can mean like the girls are nice. And super, of course, it is in both languages. Now for Spanish, this one, I think all the languages above, if you're a native speaker of that, you can guess what the sentence is about. El aroma de la cerezas está en el aire. Aroma cireșilor este în aer. And I don't think this needs much explaining. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys, and why this is more of an issue for you than for us, because we can understand you. So if you're gossiping, bad-mouthing a Romanian at, let's say, a corner or a supermarket or something. Also, we're everywhere. There are a lot of Romanian immigrants all over the world, especially in Europe, of course. So if you're gossiping and bad-mouthing us, and we are within earshot of you, we're gonna hear you, we're gonna understand you. So yeah, be careful what gossip you're saying about us. And now to the last one, triple negation. I don't know any other language that does this. Of course, I'm only fluent in Romanian and English. But as far as I know, even like for English is a quirk that they don't actually have double negations. Like a lot of languages have double negations. I don't know if they have triple in other languages aside from Romanian. Please let me know also if there's like any language that has quadruple negation or some other crazy thing like that. So now let's get into kind of the grammar-y part of it. I'm going to give you the example in Romanian. Nu am furat niciodată nimic. So this is a sentence that quite frequently comes up in the news. A politician says this on TV. Nu am furat niciodată nimic. Now what it means is I've never stolen anything. Like that's kind of the basic translation. But because there's like a triple negation, it would be more correct to say, in the spirit of the sentence, of the meaning of it, I've never ever stolen anything. So you can see Google translating without that ever. I would say that it is necessary to more accurately translate the sentence. And then at the bottom I have for you guys word for word translation mot à mot. That is a French expression and means word for word. No, I've stolen never nothing. And you might see, for example, if you're European, you see some movie from Hollywood and there's like slavery and there's an African American saying, I've never not stolen nothing, boss, or something like that. I think they're using nothing instead of the correct anything because what dialect of Creole they might have grown up with is derived from a Romance language or a Latin language that has double negation in it. So that's where they might feel the need to use nothing instead of anything. Like that's my assumption. I'm not familiar with African American or Creole dialects. So, and that's kind of a quirky little thing to know about Romanian, that it does have triple negation. So yeah. Hope you found this video entertaining, kind of peering into the Romanian language if you're curious about learning it. I do have some tutorials that are going to be coming up on Fiverr. I'm going to be able to start tutoring you guys for Romanian if that's what you want. I also teach Japanese. I've been teaching these in real life, but it's kind of the first time I'm taking it online. So yeah. Hope you'll enjoy it, have fun. I'm gonna post more videos like these. You guys have been so supportive here on YouTube that kind of giving me the courage to go do this. I've been asked a lot by students and friends to do this, but there's so many other YouTubes that do this and they do it better than me. I hope that because I speak so many languages and I'm kind of maybe not your typical tutor, that I'll be able to give you some fun stuff to enjoy. So as always, if you want to help me out, you can sub, like, comment to help. Of course, please leave in the comments below what you would like me to explain next. And as always, you can find me on Twitter, on Facebook. Of course, you can commission me on Fiverr. And if you just want to support, you can on Ko-fi and Patreon. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.